Talk about this past weekend. Couple of solid efforts, but losing in the shootout both nights. Just what are your thoughts on this past weekend series?
I really agree that the efforts were good. The biggest concern after having some time to kind of step back and think about it, we need to play better with the lead, and that doesn't mean batten down the hatches and protect the lead. It means when you have a 1-0 lead, find a way to get 2. Find a way to get 3. Realize that every play does matter, not just in our own zone. And we've been dealing with a bunch of different things as the year has gone on. It's been consistent effort. It's been consistent intensity. We seem to have that over the last 4 games. Execution against RPI. Execution against Lake Superior. I've been in games like that where our process was such in both nights that that's a 3-1, 4-1 victory is what that should have been. Kudos to them, kudos to their goaltending, so on and so forth. The shootout's irrelevant to me. It's irrelevant. We had chances to make plays, both sides of the puck, both nights, either 1-0, 0-0, 1-1, where we didn't. We need to learn from it, and we need to improve on it and correct it as we move forward. Again, get a shot block in the third period the second night. First period, it was a turnover, first night it was a turnover at their blue line that led to a goal in our net. So those 2 plays led to goals against. Is that the only thing? No, we had an empty net in the first period. Jordan and Williamson had a 2-on-1 in the first period of Saturday. Got nothing. Didn't even get a shot on goal. Should have been a goal. So little plays like that may seem nothing in the game. When you look back at the game, I think it's everything. And it's executing on both sides of the puck that I'm most concerned about. I'm most hoping that we improve on as I look back on the weekend.
Do you feel that over the last 4 games things are starting to head in the right direction?
Well, 1 and 2 over 4 games will never be good enough for me.
Right.
Are they heading in the right direction, to answer your question? I think we're a more difficult team to play against today than we were 4 weeks ago. I think people are having to earn more things against us now than we were 4 weeks ago. I look at our efforts this past weekend. I look at giving up 6 goals over the last 4 games or something along those lines. And that includes almost an extra period because of the overtimes we've played. I'm happy with that. I think this past weekend we created 70 shots and we gave up 30 of the one night and 20 the next, so we gave up 50. So, something like that. So, are we going in the right direction? Yes. I want us to start, expecting to win those games, though, and not leaving points on the table, so to speak, which I think we have over the past 3 games.
What do you like about the team defense over the last stretch?
I think we're getting the concept of the defensive zone that we've tried to implement. The players are getting it. It is a support system, but it is one where you take away time and space from people and you get after people, and I think we've done that. I do not think we are good enough at blocking shots yet, and part of the D-zone coverage that we have, we need people to block shots. We need people to commit to blocking shots, especially forwards, and we're not there yet. So if we have to work on one thing or get better at one thing, I think it's that. Because we protect the slot like we do, the points are open. That means you're going to have to come out and block shots. And that's something that we haven't been great at just yet. But I do think we're taking away time and space better. I do think we're figuring out that support. Okay, one guy gets beat, there's another guy right there better. And ultimately, I think we're executing our D-zone better. There's still improvement. There's always room for improvement.
Can you talk a little bit about the special teams? It seems like both the penalty kill and power play are both starting to improve and convert effectively, especially on the power play.
Yeah, I've been. Both power play goals this weekend were kind of broken plays. The one goal Friday night for sure. We were changing. We had the line that was going 5-on-5, getting ready to get out there. I think we were in transition, so to speak, from the power play unit to the 5-on-5 unit going out there, and Solway made a great play to Sumption on the back door. The play on Saturday was off of a rush, so we did a nice job on the rush, executing what we want to do and gaining the zone, and Solway took the puck wide, and McIntosh went to to the weak side post, and it was a good play. So last weekend there was goals off of sets in the offensive zone, the power play setups. So they were kind of two different weekends of executing on the power play. However, it's still executing on the power play, and we've been more reassured that our power play is heading in the right direction, and we can still hopefully do some more things with the power play in terms of the setup to make it a different look, so we don't have the same look on both groups. And penalty kill wise, again, I think it was just we've implemented a system that they're not used to, and it's more pressure. And with that pressure, you have to make reads and you have to anticipate without cheating, and that's a hard thing. The kid thinks, okay, I got to be there, and now you're cheating, or I can't go just yet. Now you're not there enough or near quick enough. So we don't want to be in between, and we're still trying to figure that out. And then another big piece of our penalty killing is blocking shots, which we haven't been great at. So I think we're getting better just in terms of, we've practiced it more. And the other thing we have done is we've cut down a number of power plays. I mean, we've talked about that. That Notre Dame weekend was kind of one of those ones that was just out of left field to have 20 kills. This past weekend, I think we had 5. So that's more of what our team is. Still competing hard, still finishing checks, but taking, way less penalties.
What do you expect from Ohio State this week?
I think they've been a little bit of an up and down team so far this year. If last weekend is an indication, I expect, as talented of a team as we've played this year in terms of on paper, they always seem to play Michigan tough, at least in my experience in this league. And, they were so far away from a sweep, and I guess they were that far away from getting swept too. By Friday night, they scored late and scored in overtime. I have a lot of respect for Mark Wasicki. I know that he's got a similar game plan as we do coming in here with a new staff and trying to raise expectations and so on. Ohio State has always been a very talented team, especially up front, and I think they're that again. And we're going to have to jump on them. We're going to have to make them earn ice. We're going to have to be hard to play against, and that's going to be our focus. And we think we've been that. And we've got to take care of the puck. We've not that Lake Superior won't hurt you, but the Miamis and the Michigans and the Ohio States will if you want to fool around with the puck through the neutral zone. We cannot do that. We have to be strong with the puck and make their defensemen defend by challenging them and chipping pucks to space and getting good solid dumps. So we don't turn the pucks over in those areas and have to play this track meet up and down the ice race, because I think that would favor them with the talent they have at their forward position. So I expect it to be another very difficult weekend in the league.
Besides the goalies, who do you like individually? Who do you like over the last stretch of games?
On our team?
Yeah.
Nobody really stands out, Kevin, to where it'd be fair to pick up. I like where Brett Muller's game is. He's a guy that comes to mind. I think that Jordan is starting to figure out the way we expect him to play, the way we need him to play, the way he needs to play to be an effective player at this level. But I think a lot of guys have chipped in, both up front and on the back end, and that's not to single out two guys. It's just to say, I think we're all improving together. I do think guys are expecting more from themselves on a daily basis. Has that started to show up in wins? No, but it's starting to show up on a daily performance, and then collectively in our team's performance. We've all known this. It's been a very difficult first half in terms of travel and in terms of opponents, but that's going to be the same in the second half. We're going to have hard teams, and with a good weekend this weekend, we can inch closer to that 500 point, and that's. If you were to tell me that in September, I would have bought it for sure. So, I think I'm trying to be as realistic and patient and true to what we're doing as possible, yet continue to push down on the gas and that we want more. But, I do think we're inching in the right direction. And I think that's been a collective effort, not one or two people.
How important is it psychologically that the team begin to put some wins together?
I think it's huge. I think it's huge, and from our perspective, just in terms of listening and buying into what we're saying, you've been saying this, coach, and it's not working. Start saying something different so it does work. That's ultimately what they'll start to say. Hey, this isn't working. I think we have to just continue to focus on the process. And if our process, every game is good, meaning the objectives we have, game in and game out, blocking shots, special teams, face-offs, staying onside, so on, so on, so on, then the results will take care of themselves. So then the focus isn't on, hey, that's not working. Because in that way, it has been absolutely almost to a T. When we get 5 or 6 of our 11 objectives, we're leaving it to chance. 6 or above, we're winning. 6 or below, we're losing. And it's almost, this past weekend, we got 7 in both games. And we tied, It was on Friday night, it was a turnover. And, we lost way too many faceoffs, and we had way too many pucks turned over. And that's what happened. Saturday night, we didn't get the block shots, and it was a block shot that it came down. That's how they scored. So was it more than that? Absolutely. It was more plays than that. But I do think if we can take the results out of it and not focus on the results, but focus on the process, we can show the results are working. We get 6 or below, we're going to lose. Home, away, doesn't matter. We get 6 or above, and we're going to give ourselves a great chance to win. And more times than not, we will win. And that's what we focused on. So, hopefully with that being said, we can buy ourselves some time because, we've all talked about this, and, I don't say it out loud a whole lot, but you can still improve and lose. We have to learn how to win mentally. That's something that's going to take some time. At 1-0 on our bench this past weekend was a prime example, both nights. Was there a feeling that we're gonna get 2 or 3 goals and win 3-4-0? There wasn't. It wasn't waiting for something bad to happen, because even when they did score, we didn't fold, and we haven't folded. It just, there wasn't that killer instinct, that winning, we will win this game. Why? Because we expect it, and we're willing to do whatever it's going to take to go out there and make it happen, individually, collectively. We don't have that killer instinct yet. So, I know that's the long answer to your question. I want them to get reinforced. I want them to get positive results because they deserve it.